Swedish fish is not actually Swedish. I would know because I am Swedish and I love candy. When I first moved here to the US, I was kind of confused seeing it since there's nothing called Swedish fish in Sweden. We do have something similar though. I think the official name is pastel fish, even though I would usually just call it Malaco fish because it's made by the brand Malaco. And they do look very much the same even though they come in different colors. But I was kind of disappointed when I tried Swedish fish here for the first time because it tastes nothing like the candy I'm used to back home. I guess you can kind of say that Swedish fish was inspired by Swedish fish in Sweden or pastel fish. And that's kind of the theme for today because I'm gonna use Swedish fish as an inspiration for a cat toy that I'm gonna make. When I say that I'm going to be inspired by Swedish fish when I make this cat toy, I really mean that loosely. Like, I'm not going to try to create a replica of what the candy actually looks like. If anything, I'll probably be more inspired by the Swedish fish because I'm going to use pastel colors and not red. The shape itself is also going to be very basic. I'm going to sell these in my shop, and that means I can't spend like an hour on every toy because I would have to charge so much for it. First step is to create the actual shape, and that I'm going to do on my iPad. And then I uploaded it to Cricut Design Space so that I can send it to my Cricut machine. My cutting mat has seen better days. It is pretty clear I was cutting bats at some point. It's still going strong though, so I am gonna use it for now. Since this one is so long, I put my Cricut machine on the floor, so that's where we'll do the cutting today.
Yeah.
Now let's take a quick break so that I can introduce you to Richard Parker. He's my boyfriend's cat, so he's kind of like a stepchild, even though I truly do love him like my own.
Say hello.
You don't see him on my social media accounts as much as the other cats because he likes to keep to himself. But that's also what's so great about him. He doesn't like drama, he just wants to mind his own business essentially. I really wish more people were like Richard. He was actually my boyfriend's foster fail. He fostered him as a kitten and decided to keep him. So we do have a picture of him as a kitten somewhere downstairs in the basement. Gonna go down in the dungeon and see if we find the picture. This is our boiler room, and look, here he is, Kitty Richard. It's time to do some sewing. I had to do some research, and apparently it was Malaco that introduced Swedish fish to the American market in the 1950s. What it tasted like back then. Maybe then it was the same candy as in Sweden. I just know that these days it's not. Swedish fish is made in either Canada or Turkey. You could kind of say it's more Canadian than Swedish actually. plan is to put these toys in like a candy bag. So I need to design a label for it. And here I really want to go all in and not keep it simple. I'm thinking a very playful font, maybe something pretty similar to the Swedish fish package. And then of course we have to have our star Bruce, and obviously we need some fish too, so I'm just gonna draw that on my iPad really quick as well. And bubbles, 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 bubbles. I'm happy with how it turned out, even though it looks a little bit like a movie poster. And it looks like Bruce is the star, and it's about him catfishing these cat ladies and tricking them into giving him all of their treats.
So 2 things are going to happen today. We're gonna make some miniatures of some cats in a bunch of different styles. Why? Because I love cats.
Oh yes, you're so big and frightened.
Bruce, do you want to see the catch of the day? You want to pick one? Bruce does not care for catnip. He's one of those cats. It's not good for our image, Bruce. Just kidding. Some extra felt that I don't know what to do with, but then I came up with an idea. I figure we can keep the candy theme going, so I'm gonna make one more cat toy. It's just gonna be one, and I'm gonna do it the packaging a little bit differently. This is what it's looking like right now. So I'm gonna print this, and I'm gonna print it on thicker paper, and I have an idea. We'll see if it works or not though. I figured I could give you guys a little update, or a big update, on Blitzen. So I have a whole video about him here on YouTube if you haven't seen it already. But long story short, he was a cat that we saved from euthanasia a year ago now. I can't believe it's been a year, but I can also believe it's been a year. It's been a long year. But our goal was always to find him a new family. Things got more urgent when Achmed started experiencing some health issues because of Blitzen. Like, it was very clear that having Blitzen here stressed Achmed out because he actually started peeing blood. And if you know anything about cats, you know that that's very, very dangerous. It's a life-threatening situation. It can be deadly. So unfortunately we had no other choice but to move Blitzen to my boyfriend's vet clinic, which was not the best situation because it's not a 24/7 clinic, so he was there alone a lot, even though actually, spoiler alert, only ended up being a couple of days. But even so, like, it was not a long-term solution. So I was like in, I wouldn't say panic mode, but I was definitely stressed about it. So I did everything I could to find him a new home. I even had a backup plan. I was like, worst case, I'll bring him to the shelter Bruce came from, Animal Humane Society. It's an open admission shelter, so I knew like they would take him, or so I thought. So I'm like, it's not the best solution either, because pretty much anyone can go to this shelter and adopt a cat or a dog. They don't have like an approval process or anything like that. So I knew he likely would get adopted really fast because he's so pretty. But on the other hand, I was really worried he would end up with a family that wasn't like, only saw his beauty and they didn't like take his medical conditions into consideration. So he has diabetes and he had a history of spraying inside of the house. So some pretty major stuff. But I was like, at least that's the backup plan. And they book pretty far out where you have to actually make an appointment to surrender your pet there. And they were booking like almost a month out. So I'm like, well, if we haven't found him a new home in a month, worst case, I might bring him there. So I called them and I talked to this lady on the phone for probably 5 minutes, just talked about him. And then she asked if he had any health issues. I was like, yeah, he has diabetes. Suddenly her tone just changed. She's like, oh, well then we can't put him on the adoption floor. I was like, what? She's like, the only thing I can help you with, she said, is to schedule an appointment for humane euthanasia. My world just came crashing down because that was always my backup plan, was to bring him there. But obviously, if they're just gonna put him down, then there's literally no point in me bringing him there. So I was like, oh, okay. That was kind of surprising to hear. I also contacted all of these other rescues, but I heard back from several of them, and many were like, they just were not equipped to take on a cat with both behavioral and medical issues, which is understandable. Things were not looking too good. But I also made a post on Bruce's social media. I mean, it only took one person to be like, I want to give him a home. And there was that one person who reached out to me. I don't think she followed Bruce. I think she just somehow saw this post on Instagram. And she's like, oh, I'm interested. I'm interested in adopting him. I have a cat with diabetes. So, like, she had obviously, like, knowledge on how to take care of a cat with diabetes. And she's like, can I come and meet him? But I was like, oh, do I really want to give him to this stranger that I found online? And I was even like, I wanted to be very clear about his issues. Like, she had, like, watched a video about him and, like, read about him. But even so, I was, like, not trying to scare her away, but I was really upfront. I'm like, you do know he has a history of marking. And I was a little concerned knowing she already had a cat, because I was hoping he would go to a home without any other cats, because that was where the spraying had to do with that. So I'm like, maybe the chance is higher that he will do better in a home without other cats. So she was like really persistent. She's like, I know what it's like to take care of a special needs cat, and I'm willing to work with him on these issues. So I said, yeah, you can come and meet him. So she came, I don't know if it was like the next day or it was the same week at least. She came to the clinic and then met him there. It was one of those moments where you're like, pretty much as soon as she stepped into the room, I was like, I knew. I'm like, this is his person. She fell in love with him like right away, and I could tell he really liked her from the moment he met her, and it was just like everything just clicked. And she wanted to bring him home like right there and then, but I was like, let's like get all his stuff together first, and yeah, it was just like that feeling. I'm like, this is it. Like, this is his person. This is meant to be. So she came and picked him up the next day. I've been getting some updates. Now it's been a couple of months, I guess. It's been a while now, and I've been getting updates, and he loves it there. Like, from what I can tell in the pictures and video, like, she said the spraying is not even an issue anymore. He's just like demanding snuggles all day, and he gets it too, and he's so happy. And in the videos, he's just making biscuits, and it just seems like so far everything has worked out. Like, I really think this is his happy ending. Like, Blitzen has had a really rough life, and now, yeah, from what I can tell, he's just so happy. And she like really knows how to deal with diabetes, like do a blood glucose curve and all of these things. Like, it's really like a great home for him. And it seems like he's getting along okay with the other cat too. She lives in an apartment, which I was a little bit worried about too at first. It's like with the spraying and everything. But now I'm kind of thinking maybe that's actually a benefit. Like, maybe he feels a little bit safer in an apartment than a house. I don't know. But from what I can tell, it's going great. And it's just like, it feels like it was meant to be. He's had a really rocky road, but he's ended up where he was always meant to be. So I did this a little bit backwards, where I designed the backing first and then I designed the product. So to match that backing, I made these little catnip candy with the felt that I had left. So we have like pink, purple, and I don't know how to distinguish two. Violet, maybe? I think I'll call this violet. So 3 different colors. And this will then just be a single cat toy. Also, yes, I did just change my hair color in the middle of the video. issue I have with doing the packaging this way is it does leave a little bit, you see, it leaves a little bit of a hole. And I don't know if that's gonna bother people. However, if you just brush it off, like if you do this, it's gone. So I figure once like the cats start playing with it, you're not gonna see it anyways. So I really like doing the packaging this way. So I think I just have to live with that, or what do you say? And here we have it, the final result. My Swedish candy inspired cat toys. I did end up finding a solution to the tag problem. I ended up putting 2 tags instead of just 1 in the seams. I think this will help with the issue. Psst, Richard. Here. The fish, Richard. Richard likes to sit on his toys. That's kind of his thing, right, Richard?